Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today's guest is Jason Barnard, and he's president and CEO over at Foremost Clean Energy. Jason, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Adam. Thanks for having me.
Well, Jason, excited to have you on the show today. I know we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to get into your option agreement with Denison Mines and talk about, what you're doing developing uranium properties. But before we get into that, we'll start this episode the way that we start them all with what we call our Mission Matters Minute. So, Jason, at Mission Matters, our aim and our goal is to amplify stories for entrepreneurs, executives, and experts. That's what we do. Jason, what mission matters to you?
Adam, at Foremost Clean Energy, our mission is to find clean energy fuels to power the clean energy future. So more specifically, we have lithium assets, which fuel the electrification of vehicles, and we have uranium assets, which fuel nuclear power plants. And we build up these assets in order to make profits for our stakeholders and our shareholders.
It's amazing. And thank you for sharing that. And I'm curious, when did you get into clean energy and the clean energy space? When did that come in your radar? A lot of things that entrepreneurs and executives can do. What brought you to clean energy?
So my background is capital markets, and I've always been a major investor. I worked for 14 years at a brokerage called Canaccord Genuity. So from the capital markets background, it's all about the public markets, and I've always been interested in mining and exploration. So that's my main wheelhouse. And in doing so, we have lots of deposits of lithium and uranium in Canada. In the past, I've also explored for gold, silver, but the lithium craze happened, about 5 years ago. There's been a big cycle. Commodities go up, commodities go down. We have great assets, wonderful assets in the lithium space. We actually have a reserve. So being involved in the capital markets connected to mining and exploration and discoveries brought me to these clean energy commodities. And that's sort of, been, a profit center for my investors and also the type of companies that I want to manage and run.
Amazing. So how long have you been in this business? Not necessarily this company, but in general, the business overall?
Oh, you're going to age me. I've been involved for 30 years.
I bring that up for one reason. It's not to age you. I bring it up for you because I feel that you've seen cycles. It's different, especially when you're talking about, certain types of investments, properties, things like that. To me, it's something to have lived them, to seen other cycles and other things like that. To me, as an investor myself, that gives me confidence. So I just wanted the audience to have a little bit of your background. That's why I said it.
Yes, I understand.
So let's get further into what's going on with the option agreement with Denison Mines. Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so very exciting. In one large transaction that we worked on for quite a while, we have become the exploration arm for Denison Mines, which is a major uranium developer in the Athabasca Basin in Saskatchewan, where we are. With them. They were interested in our management, our board, and of course our expert technical team in DeRouge Geological. That's who is part of Foremost Clean Energy also. So Denison, are going to focus on developing a mine that will go into production in late 2026, 2027, very large mine, and it's basically the next big mine to come on stream in all of North America. And so they want us to focus on their exploration property. So in one foul swoop, one large transaction.
I got to say, Jason, congrats, man. Congrats. That's a win.
They became our largest shareholder, our strategic partner, both technically, financially. They're a financial backer. And all of a sudden, we've catapulted ourselves into the uranium space. Remember, we're exploration and mining company, so we know how to do this, and we'll go and explore on 10 large properties. And these properties are some
And
of
these
them.
are on your, and
Sure.
just to clarify, these tie into your existing lithium property portfolio. Is that right? I just want to clarify.
Well,
Am I off on that?
they're in a different location,
Okay.
but they are in the most important location. They're in
I
the
understand.
Athabasca Basin, which is known for the highest grade depositories in the world, and we are surrounded by uranium mills, uranium mines, and it's great infrastructure. We've got roads and hydro and everything you'll need to, on discovery, catapult ourselves into, a possible, through a uranium discovery, a possible mining company. Yeah.
What? So, I mean, this may sound like a basic question, Jason, but I feel like I want to know more. Like, what about other than maybe the possibility, what about the transaction excites you the most? Like, I know after a big transaction, like, there's a lot of things, but what excites you most, would you say, about this?
Yeah, well, what excites me the most is, these properties, they're not just drill ready, they're discovery ready. So the headline is the $2 billion company, Denison Mines, does a large property transaction, foremost clean energy, and that's the big headline. But the sort of dark horse headline is that these properties are permitted. We actually just finished a 4-hole drill program, and those assays will be coming out in the next few weeks. But the sort of dark horse headline is that these properties are not only drill ready, they're discovery ready. So they've had millions and millions of dollars already spent on exploration. And what you do is you go and you drill and you explore and you vector back and you get closer to a discovery. So that's what excites me the most. And also, it doesn't hurt that uranium, with the nuclear renaissance, uranium powering nuclear power, has all kinds of excitement out there. And it's a commodity where there is a supply.
It's hot right now. Am I off on that? I think it's real hot right now, right?
Yeah, so it's an exciting commodity to be in. We feel that it's just getting started in a long bull market sort of trend.
So your overall positioning on this one, it's like the timing, the size, some of the it's like there's a lot of things lining up on this deal.
Yeah, so that's what excites us because, a uranium, when you have a commodity that's going higher and higher, and we actually, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think you're going to see much higher uranium prices as it's connected to, those energy-hungry artificial intelligence data centers. The need for electricity is going up and up, and we're seeing indications from big tech. And just the commodity itself, there's about a 25% supply deficit. And, when there's a supply deficit and the demand keeps going, well, you have higher and higher commodity prices. So this makes it really exciting to be involved in this part of clean energy.
Man, that is exciting. That's and assuming that it keeps on going in that direction. Assuming we have some more time on that. And you said in your opinion, again, this is not you giving advice. This is just your opinion. You feel that the market continues having the potential to continue with some upside. Like I feel like the stars align on that. Like assuming there's obvious things that you have to. And now when you start getting in there and seeing what's produced, that's going to be what's the timeline on something like this? Like, what's the timeline before you kind of know is it working, so to speak?
Well, remember, we're in the uranium exploration and discovery part of the cycle. So for us, and just like we do in lithium, where we found a discovery and we're drilling off lithium assets, lithium isn't quite as exciting of a commodity. So this very large transaction with Denison Mines, sort of in one foul swoop, it makes us basically the premier exploration company that is looking for discoveries, that is discovery ready in the Athabasca Basin. The Athabasca Basin is known as the Saudi Arabia of uranium because of its high grades that are about anywhere from between 5, 10, 20% times the grades that you find in the rest of the world. Also, in this area, this is where all the recent discoveries have come from. Denison has made a lot of money for shareholders and found many discoveries. And now they've partnered with us. So we're in the exploration part of the cycle. So the action and the joy happens quickly. If you hit a discovery, because you're near mines and mills, you get re-rated at a much higher market cap right away. Because if you do get a discovery, that's where you get the jump in value and shareholder value. So we're in the part of the cycle where a lot of money is made. And so far as the development of the uranium mine, that'll be for Denison. So once we have earned in, we'll have 70% of anything that we're exploring and working on, and they will have 30%. So they'll be the developer, and that can take anywhere from 5 to 10 years to actually be pulling uranium out of the ground and sending to the mill. But we are 30 kilometers away from the McLean Lake mill, and we are right in the area of other deposits. So we're in the early part of the cycle, but that's what our job is. We're the exploration arm.
Yeah, I'm over here smiling ear to ear, Jason. I love to hear when a big deal happens that can potentially, really take another company and really add to what they're doing and add to their mission. So man, I'm so happy for you guys. Like honestly, this is great. Well, exactly. Jason, I know that this is a story that many of my audience are going to want to continue to follow, and then possibly like some of my audience hasn't heard of the company. So I guess let's just start with this. If somebody wants to learn more about Foremost Clean Energy, follow this story, continue to follow the ticker, all that good stuff. Like how do they do that?
Well, yes. First and foremost, if you want to invest and be part of what in my opinion, is a great growth trajectory so far as shareholder value, you can go and buy on the NASDAQ under the symbol FM on the NASDAQ. You can go purchase shares of Foremost Clean Energy. And then, I also would say, however you go and you buy shares in growth companies, that, you follow by going to the website. And, of course, there's always an ability to contact me. So myself, my team is always ready to talk to any potential investors.
Fantastic. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll put the information in the show notes so you can just check it out there and learn more about Foremost Clean Energy. And speaking of the audience, if this is your first time with Mission Matters and you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe or follow button. This is a daily show. Each and every day we're bringing you new content, new ideas, new interviews, and hopefully new inspiration to help you along the way on your journey as well. So again, hit that subscribe or follow button. And Jason, man, really, again, congrats, and thank you for coming on the show today. Thanks for making some time for us.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks for having me.